Happy Monday, it's day 8 and March 1st. Yay, spring and summer are on the way. That's good news. And it is the first day of the second week of treatment for me in Tijuana, Mexico. So hope everyone had a great Monday. I had a good Monday, but I'm very tired. So this is going to be a quick update, but just wanted to check in and mention a couple things. So I decided that since my treatment now is going to be very similar throughout the remainder of my time here, so I'm only going to mention things when they're new. And so today I did have something new that I had done, and is the reason I'm so tired. But it was decided by my oncologist here that low-dose chemo with IPT therapy would be a good thing for me. So he looked at my scans again on Saturday and decided that that would complement everything that we're doing here very well. So I agreed to that, and they did that today. And IPT therapy stands for insulin potentiated therapy, and it's coupled with low dose chemo, and somehow that targets the actual tumors and not all organs of my body, which is what was going on with the traditional chemo. Not only is it way more harsh, but it affects all of my organs, whereas this is targeted, it's lower dose, and there are way fewer side effects and way less damage on other healthy cells and organs. So that's why I was okay with it. And there are really no side effects other than it's just made me really tired today. So, but had that done, I'll have it done 3 more times before I leave here. So hopefully that's making a difference in me. And so that went well. And then I met with my nutritionist again today, and I wanted to quickly report back on that because I had a lot of great feedback from people about some of the stuff that I had mentioned in previous posts, and so I wanted to follow up on that. So first I asked her about salt consumption because I didn't know with my liver not being totally healthy, you know, if salt was a factor in that. And she said that because I am not eating any processed foods at all and I'm eating organic foods, that salt is actually okay up to 2 grams a day, and but also to use like the pink Himalayan salt when I can. But she said that, you know, most of our sodium or high levels of sodium come from processed foods. And so since I'm avoiding those completely, then, you know, salt isn't as big of a thing. And I was noticing on some of the food that they had given me, it was a little bland, like some of the soup, but I was afraid to add salt to it, and she said it would actually be just fine. So, yay, salt. Coffee, this was the one thing everyone was worried about. She said coffee is actually just fine. The thing with coffee is the caffeine, and she said that caffeine interferes with the uptake of vitamins and supplements. So she said in any of your caffeinated drinks, whether it's coffee, tea, hopefully you're not drinking soda, but whatever it is, just drink your caffeine either an hour before you take your vitamins and supplements or an hour after. And otherwise you should be fine. I mean, now what you put in your coffee or your other drinks is a different story. If you're putting a lot of sugar, obviously not good. But as far as the caffeine and the actual beverage, coffee for the win. So that made me really happy. I love coffee. I am drinking the mud water though, and I think when I get back home that I will go back to that because it has so many other good things in it. But I was glad to know that if I'm traveling or if I'm just having that coffee craving or whatever, I can have it. And it's actually an antioxidant, and it can be good for you if you do it the right way. So, so that was good. And then speaking of sweeteners, I asked her about stevia and monk fruit sweetener specifically, and she said that she would go with stevia if you need a sweetener. and get the organic kind, but to do the stevia, because there hasn't been research that found anything that she could say negatively about it. However, monk fruit hasn't been researched yet enough. And she said, like, back in the day when everyone was pushing Splenda, it was the same thing, you know, Splenda was a thing. And then after they had enough time to study it, they found that there was some cancer concerning elements about it. And so now they don't recommend Splenda. So so she said, stick with stevia, hold off on the monk fruit for now until there's more research. So one other thing she told me to do is to just be sure I get protein with every meal, but you don't have to have a ton of protein. Like she, I wish I had one, I have these little cups, they're like this big around, like that deep, and she'll just have a thing of almonds in there if I don't have a meal that already has protein in it. So just add like a handful of nuts, but be sure you're getting the protein. But she did add to my diet this week some wild caught salmon, and I'm excited about that because I love salmon, and it is nice to have that mix in every now and then. So that'll be fun. And then I wanted to say that, you know, my mom's been on the same diet as me since we got here, and can you hear those sirens? Oh, there they go. This is a constant thing. I've started so many videos and then I've cut it off because of the sirens, and now I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna go with it. I mean, you know, in Tijuana, that's just what it's like, and I'm in downtown, so there's gonna be sirens. Anyway, so my mom's been on the same diet as me. I just bought her the same meal plan as I have, and she has arthritis in her hands and other joints, and she was saying that after 8 days of eating the way we've been eating, that her inflammation is down and that her arthritis is way less painful. So I thought that was super cool, and it was all just from diet. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to exercise all that much, so it's just strictly been from diet, and she's seen that already in 8 days, so that's really cool. And then for me, I've had a couple things I've noticed. My fingernails, so like when I first started going to my functional medicine doctor in Texas, she grabbed my hand and was like, let me see your nails, you know, and she was like, well, you know, some things look good, like the color's good, but they had these vertical ridges, and my fingernails have been like that for a while. And she said that was a sign that I wasn't absorbing nutrients the way I should, or I was nutrient deficient. My nails are totally smooth. I don't have any ridges, and this is only in 8 days. I mean, I can't get over it. And then I've just noticed my skin just seems so much more smooth and clear, and you know, just different than when I showed up here. So, and I've been doing things pretty healthily, like ever since I moved to Texas for treatment. I totally changed my diet, so I feel like things I'd already started to kind of improve, but I've just noticed in 8 days of what I'm doing here, even more improvement. So that's a good sign. Oh, one thing, I had pain like all in my neck and shoulders when I got here, and that's gotten so much better. So anyway, just little things that are motivating and make a difference. Just thought I'd share them. So that's it for today. I am going to get some rest tonight and have a little bit different day tomorrow at the treatment center. So hopefully I'll have more energy tomorrow night. But until then, be safe, be well. I'll talk soon. Have a good night.